Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 2 and today we are excited to present our analysis on Malaysia as the global pioneer and powerhouse in the sukuk market. Islamic finance is a unique financial system that operates strictly in accordance with Sharia principle. As a cornerstone of the Islamic capital market, sukuk has evolved from a niche product into a dynamic global instrument. With this landscape, Malaysia has indisputably established itself as the world's leading sukuk market through strategic nation building and continuous financial innovations. In this session, we will discuss how Malaysia became a global pioneer, the transformative role of innovative structures like green sukuk, and our proposed strategies to sustain this leadership over the next decade. Let's begin by looking at the regulatory engines behind this success.
I will compare the role of Penegado Malaysia, PNM, and the Security Commission Malaysia, SC, in supporting Malaysia's sukuk markets. In simple terms, PNM regulate the banking and monetary side, while the SC regulate the capital market side. First, in terms of main focus, BNM focuses on financial system stability, liquidity and Islamic banking development. It ensures Islamic financial institutions remain strong and the overall Islamic financial market stays stable. In contrast, the SC focuses on capital market regulation, meaning it oversees how sukuk are issued, offered to investors and traded, especially corporate sukuk. Secondly, for key instrument, PNM support liquidity by issuing government-backed Sharia compliant instrument like MGII, which Islamic bank can use for short-term liquidity management. Meanwhile, the SC strengthened the sukuk market through the insurance rules and disclosure standards, ensuring transparency and investor confidence. Thirdly, in terms of jurisdiction, PNM provides Sharia standard for financial institutions, guiding Islamic contract structure such as ijarah, musyarakah, mudarabah and wakalah for banking operation. On the other hand, the SC set Sharia standard for capital market product, making sure sukuk structure comply with Sharia and remain suitable for corporate issuance. In terms of Sharia rule, both have a Sharia Advisory Council (SAC) but with different scope. BNM SAC apply ruling for banking and Islamic financial institution, while the Security Commission SAC issue ruling for capital market product, including sukuk structure. To conclude, BNM ensures stability and liquidity for Islamic financial institutions, while the Security Commission ensures sukuk issuance and capital market activities are transparent, compliant and investor protected.
Next, we continue with the evaluation of the government involvement as an issuer. The Malaysian government's direct participation sovereign sukuk has been the most important catalyst in developing the Malaysia sukuk market. In the early stage of the private sector initiative alone were not sufficient to build a stable and scalable market. Instead, the government leadership created the foundations that allowed the market to grow. One key contribution was the creation of the risk-free benchmark. Through this issuance of the ringgit dominated by the sovereign sukuk, such as Malaysia Government Involvement Issue or MGII, the government established the publicly traded yield curve. This benchmark became essential for the pricing corporate sukuk that allowed the investor to accurately assess the credit risk premium. Without this reference point, the corporate sukuk issuance would have been costly and difficulty. Secondly, the government demonstrated the strong political will and commitment. Sovereign sukuk was issued in 2001 and 2002 and attracted international investor to signal the Malaysia's serious intentions to become the global Islamic finance hub. This boosts the confidence among the both domestic and foreign private issuers. Finally, the government played a pioneering role in innovation and standardizations, introducing the globally recognized structure such as sukuk wakalah and green sukuk, which later become the templates of the private sector. Presenting about the comparison about the government and the private sector. Although the private sector provided early momentum such as the Shell MDS issuing the first corporate sukuk, the market could not have the scale without the government support. The government absorbed the early legal and structural risks which private firms were reluctant to take. In addition, sovereign sukuk provide the market depth and liquidity that attracting the large institutional investor like the pensions fund. In the conclusions, while the private sector drive the volume and diversity today, the government was foundational force that transformed Malaysia's sukuk market into the global leader. That's all for me. Thank you.
In summary, while private sector initiatives are critical for volume and diversify today, the government role as a lead issuer, benchmark setter and structural pioneer was the foundation and single most important catalyst that transitioned the market from a niche product to a mainstream global powerhouse.
Question 2. The evolutions of sukuk structure. Now let's stress the evolutions of sukuk innovation in Malaysia. Unlike conventional bonds, sukuk represent ownership in underlying assets or projects rather than debt. Our market has evolved from the simple asset-heavy Phase 1 Ijarah foundations to Phase 2 equities-based risk sharing structures. Today, we have entered Phase 3, the modern era, utilizing hybrid and ESG models that allow for optimized asset backing. These innovations ensures that returns are generated from tangible assets rather than prohibited interest or riba. Malaysia's green sukuk. A landmark example of these evolutions is the Tadau Energy Sukuk issue in 2017, the world's first green sukuk. This was a global blueprint for green Sharia finance, proving that Sharia principle and ESG standards are fundamentally identical. By adhering to the Security Commission's SRI Sukuk framework, this issuance successfully broadened the market's appeal, attracting both traditional Islamic investors and a new wave of international conventional ESG funds. Deconstructing its mechanic, Tadau Energy utilized a sukuk wakalah bil al-ithma or an agency for investment structure. First, investors provide a capital to the SPV. Second, the SPV acts as an agent to develop the solar power plant in Sabah. Third, revenue was generated through a power purchase agreement by selling electricity to the utility provider. Finally, these proceeds were distributed to the investor as profit. This transparent, asset-backed flow ensures full Sharia compliance while driving global project financing.
Now, I will explain how this green sukuk remains fully Sharia compliant and how it reflects Islamic ethical values. Financial innovation in Malaysia never compromise Sharia integrity. By adhering to principles that prohibit riba and gharar, these sukuk function as certificates of ownership in real economic activities rather than mere debt. This structure directly fulfills the maqasid of Sharia, specifically protecting the environment and public wealth, aligning Islamic moral values with the global rise of ethical finance. After understanding the Sharia compliance and ethical foundation of this sukuk, let us now look at the impact of the market and investor. The impact of this innovation is twofold. It offers Islamic investors a Sharia compliant way to drive social well-being, while simultaneously attracting global conventional investors seeking high-quality ESG assets. Ultimately, this milestone cements Malaysia's reputation as a global financial powerhouse, proving that our market is a sophisticated and liquid ecosystem capable of leading the world in sustainable investment.
By enhancing global regularity and Sharia harmonization, Malaysia can reduce cross-border uncertainties, strengthen investor confidence and position itself as a global standard setter in the sukuk market, ensuring sustainable leadership in the face of increasing international competition. Firstly, Bank Negara Malaysia and the Securities Commission should take the lead in establishing a global platform for Sharia harmonization. By collaborating with international organizations such as Accounting and Auditing Organization for Islamic Financial Institutions, Islamic Financial Service Board, and International Organization of Securities Commissions, Malaysia can work toward aligning key sukuk structures, thereby minimizing cross-border uncertainties and boosting confidence among international investors. By exporting its Sharia governance model, Malaysia can position its centralized Sharia Advisory Council as a reference for emerging sukuk markets. Sharing this framework enables new markets to adopt consistent Sharia governance while incorporating Malaysia's interpretation into global practice. This strategy enhances market integrity and further solidifies Malaysia's leadership and influence in the international sukuk market. Leveraging financial technology and blockchain is now essential as GCC market are actively exploring digital sukuk and tokenized assets. To maintain its leadership, Malaysia must take the initiative in developing Islamic digital capital market and adopt innovative solutions that enhance efficiency and accessibility. One key action is blockchain-enabled sukuk issuance and settlement. By institutionalizing blockchain-based platform, Malaysia can automate processes such as issuance, profit distribution, and access tracking. This is not only improve transparency and reduce costs, but also strengthen Sharia compliance through real-time asset verification. Another important strategy is the tokenization of sukuk for retail investors. By allowing fractional ownership, Malaysia can expand participation among younger tech-savvy investors while promoting final inclusion. This approach aligns with the objective of Maqasid al-Sharia, supporting a more accessible and inclusive Islamic finance ecosystem. In conclusion, Malaysia can modernize its sukuk market, enhance transparency and accessibility, and solidify its leadership in the global Islamic finance landscape by embracing fintech and blockchain.
In conclusion, Islamic finance operates based on Sharia principle, and Sukuk remains one of the most important instruments in the Islamic capital market. Malaysia has successfully developed a strong and innovative Sukuk market that is globally recognized. Throughout this presentation, we have discussed how Malaysia become a pioneer in Sukuk, the role of financial innovation, and the strategy needed to sustain its leadership in the global Islamic finance industry.